another video in the dark here. When I turned 38 years old, and between the ages of 38 and 40, it was a strange time of my life. I knew I was reaching 40 years old, and the realization that I wasn't quite young anymore really weighed down on me. It was at times it was depressing. I was depressed for a lot of that time. It was just a lot of thinking about my life, what I had done in the past almost 40 years at that point, and where am I heading? In that time, I thought a lot about the 90s. I'm an elder millennial, born in the mid-80s, so grew up in the late 80s through the 90s. And yeah, the 90s was a great time, at least for me, to grow up. It was a great time. So much nostalgia over the 90s, and you see that a lot on social media. Now, I'm not in social media anymore, but when I was, there was just a lot of reels and posts about the 90s and how great it was. Yeah, I mean, like the video games, Sonic the Hedgehog, the music, the television shows, The Simpsons, Married with Children, In Living Color, the music, obviously Nirvana, Pearl Jam, all those usual artists everyone cites, Stone Temple Pilots, Alice in Chains, just even the pop around that time, the pop music. If I hear a pop song from the 90s, I'll get a flashback and just think, wow, like, what a time to be alive, I understand why there's a lot of nostalgia for the 90s. I remember the internet, getting the internet in the mid-90s. My family got the internet, America Online, and of course, who could forget those familiar sounds of dial-up modem? I mean, if you hear it, I can hear it in my head right now. And what a flashback that'll give me if I hear it. It's just so quintessential 90s, right? So I understand why there's just so much in the 90s that people loved. You could say that it was the last decade where you just weren't plugged in all the time. Cell phones were still not a huge thing, and not until the late 90s. So people weren't really texting. I remember, AOL Instant Messenger, who can forget that? Chat rooms. The internet was a great time then, from the mid to late 90s. Just this new world of discovery. So there's so much to be nostalgic about in the 90s, and I'm so grateful that I lived through it. But the problem is, so during this time, these couple of years from age 38 to 40, I was thinking a lot about the 90s and just like, oh, where did my youth go? And oh, everything was so innocent and things are so different now. And yeah, things are really different now. We're plugged in all the time. We're overstimulated. We're just, and if you're on social media, I mean, talk about overdrive of stimulation. So we remember a time when we were unplugged. We played a lot outside, hung out with friends. just a lot of time to enjoy the various aspects of innocent life without knowing or caring much of what happened in the outside world. That's why people miss it. And I understand. But the thing was, I was getting myself depressed. Trying to going through old music, trying to watch old cartoons, old movies from the 90s, all of that. It's like it was this time where I wanted to just cling onto my youth, and I didn't want it to go away. I wanted to almost recreate it so I can get those feelings again. And I think that's the problem. You see a lot of people today who are just so sucked into nostalgia, 90s nostalgia, and they just want to relive what life was like back then, and they want to just recall that feeling and recreate that feeling and play it over and over again, whether it's the movies or the music or just to remember what it was like to, Windows 3.0, Windows 95, Winamp, all this stuff, and it's, I'm mentioning this stuff and I'm getting flashbacks here, but the problem was I was getting myself depressed because I was sort of just didn't want to let go of the past, just didn't want to let go of my youth, didn't want to let go of that great time to be alive. And so I had to work that out through my mind. And then finally, at some point when I was 40, I just had to just be honest with myself and tell myself the 90s are gone. And all of those other parts of my life that I found nostalgic are gone. It's done, it's over, it's in the past. You could just pretty much say it's dead and over. It's a memory and nothing more than that. And I think there's a lot of people getting themselves depressed through chasing nostalgia. Nostalgia's fine, listening to stuff you used to listen to all the time when you were younger or in a time that was really good in your life. That's fine, but you ultimately have to just realize it's done, it's over, it's never coming back. You can't go back in time. I can't go back in time and be 9 years old in 1994, right? I can't. As great of a time that was in my memory, as much as I'd like to go back to that, I can't. And trying to recreate the 90s in my mind as someone who's in their early 40s, it's kind of, when you think about it, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of insane. It cannot be done. And all you have are the memories. All you have is this nostalgia. But if you keep chasing nostalgia, you're gonna be miserable. You're gonna be miserable, and you're gonna miss out on the now. It's 2025, folks. Stop chasing 90s nostalgia. Stop trying to recreate something that you just simply cannot recreate because you're not that age you were back in the 90s. You're older now. You should be wiser. We can't step in a time machine. We just can't. Okay? You were 9 years old, 11 years old, whatever you were, whatever age you were in the 90s. That happened once, it's gone. It's the past. It's over. You are in 2025. If you're listening to this in 2025, maybe some of you are watching this in 2026, whatever. It's 2025 is almost over. Okay? Time doesn't care about your nostalgia. Where are you now? Where are we now? Are we enjoying now? are we getting the most out of right now in the age we're in the state of life we're in? Because if we're here right now, but if our mind is in the past, man, you're just going to be depressed all the time. You're just going to be so disappointed all the time. And I think a lot of people around my age who are just pining over the 90s, remember the past, remember your childhood, remember how good it was, but it's not coming back. It's done. And you need to move on. And I need to move on. And I have moved on. And I'm happier now that I came to that honest realization that, like, hey, all those good times in the past, in the 90s or elsewhere, they're only a memory. And I have to move on. And I have to be happy. But I have to be happy now. I can't just, bombard myself with media, movies, music, whatever, from that time, just so I can escape now. And that's, I think, the worst thing you can do, is to try to escape where you are now. You have to see where you are now. You have to accept it. And you have to create new memories that you could be nostalgic for 10, 20 years from now. And you can do it. I mean, like, there's nothing's holding you back from doing it. You know, you're a different person now, in a different time. Make the most of it. You know, there's no one. It's like people who say, like, people who say, like, oh, my best years were in high school. Those are the best years of my life. Are you kidding me? High school was the best years of your life? That was it? Or people are, say college was the best years of your life. Really? Like, who says your 30s or your 40s can't be the best years of your life? Come on, like, snap out of it. It's like, I get it. Youth. People are always chasing youth and trying to remember their youth and trying to stay young and, stay healthy, keep a good mindset about you. But, you're older and you're wiser, or you should be wiser. So it's if you can't do that, how are you going to enjoy now? I know we have problems. We have a whole myriad of problems in society. We all have problems in society and in our own individual lives. So, but that still doesn't mean you can't enjoy now. And that's it, man. You can keep chasing the past, or you can enjoy what there is now. But if you're just, always living in the past, you're going to be depressed. You're going to hate your state in life now, and you're going to be more miserable as you get older. So cut the cord. Keep the memories, but cut the cord. You're not what you used to be. So that's all I got. Thanks for listening. God bless.